In this episode, you'll learn the biggest root that creates feelings of loneliness and how to enjoy solitude. Welcome to Energy Alignment for Entrepreneurs, the podcast helping online service based entrepreneurs reduce stress, balance emotions, and grow a profitable business in less time. I'm your host, Justin Igliscus. Let's go. In today's episode, you'll discover the gift within being isolated, what to do to take advantage of your current season, why feeling lonely is a direct pathway to creating an abundant life, and what to do to overcome a strong, depressing sense of isolation. Now, when we are alone, what options do we have? One option, surely, is to distract ourselves from the chattering, which is our mind, our thoughts, and all the content of our life, our consciousness, right? But when we are isolated and we don't distract ourselves, what happens? You'll begin to feel that there is a opening of your mind. And we can use maybe, for example, the camera's directly in front of me. There's a distance between me and that camera right there. So there's a space between, right? And then even the microphone. So you can feel there is a spaciousness in the material outer realm, of course. But inside your psyche, there's also a space. And for most of us, it's actually a lack of space, right? Because we're so used to being busy, and that busyness is a perpetuation of confusion, meaning that our minds never stop running. And we have to think I could not be speaking to you employing the English language without knowledge and thought. Okay. But when we're isolated, there's this way that you can be with you, right? You can create space through healthy lifestyle, right? I'll list off a few quickly. You could stretch on the floor, you could go for an outdoor walk, you could run on the treadmill, you could run outside, you could go lift weights, you could make some tea, you could read a book, you could write, you could play with your dogs, you could climb a tree, you could do some gardening, you could et cetera, right? There's plenty of ways for you to get in motion and to do actions which cycle life force back to you, which cycle free, open, spacious energy back to you. And this is the way to turn isolation into a gift. The time must be invested. Time is not meant to be spent, right? We have that nuance of do you spend, do you invest, right? Are you existing? Are you alive, right? Are you surviving? Are you thriving? I don't need to keep going. You get it. And what to do to take advantage of your current season, right? So maybe you're just surviving. What can you do to get a little bit less of just hanging on? And that may mean that you have to let go of some of the things that are keeping you at that level of simply surviving. Because if you let go of some of the things which weigh you down, then you may just step into that thriving mode. Sometimes it works like that. And so if you're really cleaning up, you'll probably be in the mindset of, okay, what to do to take advantage of my current season? The fact is, I'm kind of, let's say I need to clean up. That would imply that you're probably at the mindset of, all right, let me replace this thing with something else, right? If I have a certain bad habit, let me replace it with a good habit. But you're going to get to a place where that sort of mindset, one for one, is useless. But in the beginning, when you're just cleaning up, you're just starting, that's important. Like, look in terms of trade offs, understand standards, and just look at your lifestyle. And as you do this, right, you'll zone in, you'll hone in to the facts of your current season. And then you'll see, okay, well, if I can't change this and I can't change this, what can I change, right? And if it takes me this long to change that thing, what can I change now? Okay. And if I do this on a daily basis, no matter like where I'm at, can I do this thing on a daily basis? Okay, I can. It makes me feel priceless. Okay, let's do that on a daily basis. Then you don't have to like go overly disciplined. It's obvious. you start living in alignment and it gets easier to live in alignment. And it's never that your life gets easier, but the alignment of your life gets stronger. And then, therefore, when you're riding a strong wave, you're also, that strength of the wave is extended to you. Remember, it's not your strength. That's the advanced course, right? That's the advanced course. But heart to heart, being to being, it's up there. Like the one who you are, real deep within, the essence of creation. This is when you're absolutely free of doing this sort of measurement, this sort of tit for tat, this sort of discipline. You just know what to do and when to do it. But I could even feel it as I start going there. I lose my train because it's such a place of freedom and it's such a place of space. So then, right, there's duality here because I got to make the video, right, presentable. But then you can also hop on those waves, ride the waves, feel when the wave crashes, understand how to reset and wait for the next current. Yeah. I'm going to get into surfing. I digress. So, why feeling lonely is a direct pathway to creating an abundant life? Holy, yeah, yeah. When you feel lonely, it's going to make you look yourself in the mirror. And how do we do that, right? When we look ourselves in the mirror and you notice that, I want to say expletive like swear words, past, younger Justin, I digress. When you see a soft you, a weak you, a puny you, and then that you speaks and you believe it, you're only going to perpetuate that loneliness and suffering. But if you look yourself in the mirror and you don't believe it, but you hear it and you notice how you're thinking and you know that's not who you are and you know that's not your truth, then you question it. What happens when you question the soft part of yourself, man to man or lady to lady, you know? Okay. Let me expand a bit more there, though, especially in relationship to abundance. Why is that loneliness and that honesty correlated to abundance? I like this metaphor that God uses pain as like the pill. I'm not a fan of pills, so we'll say the meat within the medicine or the peanut butter. You get the point. It's this essence of pain. We want to judge it and label it. And loneliness is a form of pain. But the loneliness shows you where you're weak if you're honest with yourself. That loneliness and that putting attention on your weakness, not judging yourself, you got to be nuanced here, got to be slow in terms of precision, not being lethargic, but the precision, the patience, and how we unravel this means that you have to understand that there's no one who can feel what's on your heart for you. And the thing with the pain is that it's specifically prescribed for you. The way that your life, the unfortunate events in your life have been, those events are more than fortunate. It's just that we feel like they stink, like they suck. You know, my dog passed away on the 12th of last month. I carried her on my shoulders out of the woods. That day she jumped into the car, I had no idea. Like, if I look back standing here where I'm at now, the fact that it's just, it's beyond me. It doesn't even make sense. It still feels unreal. But you know what? That pain, that love, it just sprouts and it blossoms and the seeds grow. Like that love that I feel for that dog, always within me, always. Those moments where I feel that self pity, that sadness, I feel it. I don't extend it outward. I process that. And as you do that, it's like something in you warms up. You know, the ice around your heart melts and you begin to feel what you used to be blocking out because your heart was ice cold. You begin to feel more, even more. And this essence of actually feeling is how you learn how to play life on the highest level. So, what to do to overcome a strong, depressing sense of isolation? This is where, right, if it's extremely strong, like the dog, for example. I mean, I don't know how to put it. There's worse ones. Let's say you're a parent and you have the child, and your child went through a tragic accident and they passed away. How to address a situation like that? Like something so strongly depressing. You're going to have to grieve. Like, let yourself grieve if that's the situation. Now, if there's any depressing sense of isolation, right? The essence is admitting that you feel real energy right now. Like you feel energy that makes you see how useless doom scrolling is. Like when you come into contact with death or something like a tornado wiping out a city, those are the type of things which snap you out of your self-pity, your illusions, your doom scrolling worldview, your reality. They wake you up. So this is what I'm saying. If you have ever went through, or if you're going through a situation of that nature where it's clawing at your heart. It feels like the eagle's claws have just gripped right around your heart. You stay strong. You stay strong through being honest about the weight which you're carrying. And then you take care of yourself. You go into the forest. You work your body. You get outside no matter what the temperature and you run or you walk. But you take care of yourself because if you don't, that energy it'll explode. It'll combust. But if you let it move, you feel it, it'll go into you and it'll stay with you. And that ignition, it's like the contrast between, how do I put it? Having a football thrown to you in a tight spiral where it's delivered, but it's sharp, it's precise pass, and then having like a duck thrown to you where it's just floating in the air. Like when you do this work and you catch that spiral and it's thrown to you where it hits you in pace. Sorry for all of you who may not be with this analogy, but essentially it's this essence of, wow, the dominoes are working. Like you're watching the dominoes. You're aware of what's going to happen before it happens. Now I veered a little bit, so let's just go to the recap. And that is the gift within being isolated. What to do to take advantage of your current season. When you're alone, you have a great opportunity to create space or to notice the lack of space, to do some math, unraveling how this moment was created. What are the actions that led me up to this point? What are the patterns, the themes in my life that create this situation? We are all creators. Now, why feeling lonely is a direct pathway to creating an abundant life. The pain will naturally lead you to stop chasing shallow pursuits and to start caring about what really warms your heart each day. Now, what to do to overcome a strong, depressing sense of isolation? If you're ever deeply struggling, going outside, listening to instrumental music, lifting weights, going for a run, laying on the floor or the grass, writing, talking to a camera, all of these are amazing ways to get out of your thoughts. Summary: you feel lonely because you're using energy in a certain way. Learn through sitting with the energy that your motion has created. Then you'll change naturally. Emotion equals energy in motion. Thank you all. Thank you. Like you listening right now, big smile, big smile. New episodes out every Monday, Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to learn more, link in description. Couple free things. You'll get 5-minute personalized journaling prompts touching on topics like anxiety, insecurity, and fear. So you can unravel and get under where you currently stand in relationship to those big. Now, you also get access to my new free 11-page doc, How to Reduce Stress and Anxiety. Third, bonus, 2 to 4 new weekly emails. Speak soon. Come on, let's go.